Facts you probably didn't know about Bill Murray. When you're the fifth of 9 kids, you'll do anything to stand out. Bill Murray sure did. He went from being the biggest comedy star in Hollywood to one of the most respected actors alive. And here's the kicker. To this day, he still doesn't have an agent or a manager. All his job offers? They go straight to his voicemail. Let's rewind. He starred in Where the Buffalo Roam back in 1980, basically the first version of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Even wilder, before Tim Burton's Batman, there was a plan in the early 80s for Ivan Reitman to direct, with Bill Murray as Batman. Yeah, you heard that right. He was also once in the running to play Han Solo in Star Wars. And imagine that. The one movie he fought tooth and nail to make was The Razor's Edge, a drama about a soldier seeking peace in Nepal. He only got it greenlit by promising the studio he'd also star in Ghostbusters. And of course, his legendary cameos in Zombieland. When Woody Harrelson asks him if he regrets anything in life, Murray replies, "Maybe Garfield." Classic. Oh, and someone crunched the numbers. In Groundhog Day, his character relives the same day for 33 years straight. So what's your favorite Bill Murray role? The comedy king or the unexpected drama legend? Facts you probably didn't know about 7.
I took a souvenir. Her pretty head.
Ralph! The box! What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, baby.
It seems that envy is my sin.
No, what's in the box?
Not until you give me the
What's
gun.
in the fucking box?
Give me the gun.
It's been 30 years since the devil walked the earth, disguised as a movie called Seven. 3 decades of making every other thriller look like a cheap knockoff, and 30 years since Detective Mills opened that box and Somerset's monologue carved itself into film history. Here's the stuff you probably didn't know. The screenwriter Andrew Kevin Walker actually shows up in the film as the very first victim. Brad Pitt wasn't just acting when his arm was in a cast. He'd really injured it before shooting that rainy chase scene. Speaking of rain, David Fincher made sure it poured almost the entire movie. Not just for mood, but so weather would never ruin his shoot. Denzel Washington could have played Mills, but he turned it down, calling the script too dark. Kevin Spacey's role, first offered to Val Kilmer, and those creepy journals John Doe kept, they were all written by hand, costing a shocking $15,000 to produce. Oh, and every tie Mills wears? Yep, Brad Pitt brought them straight from his own closet. So the real question is, what's in the box for you? 7 still the king of thrillers, or do you think another movie has topped it? Facts you probably didn't know about the Shawshank Redemption.
I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living, or get busy dying.
Get busy living, or get busy dying. That's goddamn right.
On this day, one of the most beloved films of all time began its theatrical life in America. The Shawshank Redemption, still ranked first on IMDb's list of the top 250 movies of all time. Get busy living or get busy dying. Sounds legendary now, but when The Shawshank Redemption hit theaters in 1994, it was a total box office flop. Despite failing in cinemas, test audiences had actually rated it sky high. The problem? Bad marketing and a brutal release window. The film only found its second life when TNT started running it non-stop in 1997 because it was so cheap to license for cable. Suddenly, America couldn't stop watching. By 2013, just from VHS rentals and TV rights, Shawshank had raked in over $100 million. And get this, the warden himself, actor Bob Gunton, admitted he was still cashing royalty checks a full decade after the movie came out. So yeah, justice does exist, at least in cinema. Which other box office flops do you think deserve a second chance? Facts you probably didn't know about Greyhound. Tom Hanks didn't just star in Greyhound. He wrote the screenplay himself, obsessing over naval details so deeply that historians called it too accurate for Hollywood. The stakes? A World War II convoy crossing the Atlantic with 37 ships and no air cover, stalked by Nazi U-boats known as the Wolf Pack. But here's the kicker. Most of the film was shot inside a single destroyer bridge set. No real ocean, just LED walls projecting storm seas. Actors were kept in cramped quarters with freezing AC blasting to simulate the North Atlantic. And the shocks didn't stop there. The crew used real Navy radar chatter and Morse code recordings from 1942. So when you hear static-laced voices, those aren't actors. The escalation got brutal. To simulate ocean combat, sound designers built a subwoofer system under the set floor, shaking it every time a torpedo hit. Even Hanks admitted he left set seasick. And the hidden reveal? The fictional USS Keeling, call sign Greyhound, is based on a real destroyer. But the film's battle maps reveal coordinates of actual naval graves in the Atlantic, tucked into background shots as tribute. Next time you watch, ask yourself, would you survive 72 hours hunted in the coldest ocean on Earth? Facts you probably didn't know about the Autopsy of Jane Doe. Director took horror to the morgue. Film starts with a simple setup. A father and son, both coroners, asked to perform an urgent autopsy on an unidentified young woman. But what they find under the skin isn't human anymore. Every new incision reveals something that shouldn't exist. Burned lungs with no smoke damage, shattered bones without bruises, and symbols carved inside her flesh. The deeper they go, the more reality unravels. Shot almost entirely in a single morgue set, director created real unease using sound, lighting, and cold stillness. No cheap jump scares. And that corpse? Alwyn Kelly stayed perfectly still for nearly every take, bringing eerie realism no dummy could match. Veteran Brian Cox and Emile Hirsch carry the film with raw, grounded performances, proving you don't need screaming teens to make horror terrifying. It's the X-Files meets the body, slow burn dread that crawls under your skin and stays there. So tell me, was Jane Doe just a victim or something ancient pretending to be one? Facts you probably didn't know about, one battle after another. Leonardo DiCaprio and Sean Penn already being whispered as Oscar nominees, with Penn tipped as a lock for Best Supporting Actor. But here's the catch. Despite all that love, this weekend it'll only pull in around $20 million. And with a monster budget north of $130 million, facts you probably didn't know about Ballerina.
You're him. The one they call the Baba Yaga.
Eve Macaro trained from childhood to dance and kill for the Ruska Roma. Her ballet lessons included assassination drills, and her first mission is to avenge her father. What you don't hear about is the production's tortured path. Scheduled for mid-2024, pushed to 2025, so Chad Stahelski could reshoot major action scenes because Len Wiseman's original cut didn't hit the benchmark. They filmed in Prague, Budapest, Austria. Alpine snow scenes had to be faked when it didn't snow. The hardest fight? Not the flamethrower or nightclub brawl. The Alpine restaurant fight with breakaway plates shattered before takes, forcing dozens of retries. Ana de Armas admitted the flamethrower sequence left her in tears during rehearsals because they tested it with real heat before she stepped in. Many stunts were reshot at Stahelski's demand, with entire sequences like the Mirror Hall designed to echo ballet choreography. Every spin and pirouette turned into a kill move. Filming in Hallstatt was so restricted by tourists that they rebuilt parts of the town on check sets, stitching locations together like a puzzle. Look closely and you'll catch Easter eggs. Eve's spine tattoo mirrors John Wick's praying hands, but with ballet ribbons instead of rosary beads. Props even hide lore. One gold coin features a 1729 mint mark, hinting the Ruska Roma's ties to the high table go back centuries. Could you stand up if your whole life was choreographed for blood?